Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Xpedo Thrust 8 Clipless road cycling pedals. If you're looking for lightweight road cycling pedals, the Xpedo Thrust 8 are tough to beat. Xpedo has combined lightweight materials such as carbon fiber injection with titanium spindles to create one of the lightest pedals on the market. In terms of packaging, you can see pretty simple. You just have Xpedo on top. It's interesting graphics running around the sides. And then the specs for the pedals that we have right here. You also have a cool little window where you can actually see the pedals inside it. I'll go ahead and open this up and we'll go over the specs. So retail price on this is $275. That's with the titanium spindle that we have here. But they also have a $195 Chromoly version, which is slightly heavier. With this titanium spindle, you do have a max rider weight, which is sort of interesting. It's limited to 85 kilograms or 187 pounds. These are compatible with Look Keo cleats or Xpedo's own Thrust 7 cleats, which are quite similar. You have 3 sealed cartridges on the inside, and that ensures you have nice smooth operation, as well as the adjustable spring tension. So with this model, you have a standard steel spring on the front and a very easy to adjust tension system with the actual value of the scale printed right on there, so it's very easy to match the pedals. As far as what you get with them, you can see 2 lightweight pedals. You get 2 cleats, which is kind of cool. So you get the 0 and 6 degree float options, so you can really ride with both and decide whether you like them. And you can see visually they look very similar to Look Keo. And then you also get all the hardware you'll need for installing them, as well as a big and little instruction manual that shows you how to set it up and all the warning and safety information. Now let's take a look at the weight of the pedals. Again, these are the titanium spindle. So you can see the right side pedal, 88 grams. And then the left side pedal is a matching 88. So very light in between these. And this is not the lightest version either. They do have lighter variations. Visually, the Xpedo Thrust pedals have a classic spring retention design with a wide body. Xpedo's optimized the weight by cutting away most of the body and leaving just the minimal amount needed for the structure. So you can see I have 1 hoop on the front, 1 hoop on the back, and then the main spindle body. This is actually constructed from a carbon injection mold, so it's very lightweight. And then you have this beautiful titanium wear plate. So you can see I've already worn this on the bike a few times, so you can see some of the markings. But you still have that nice blue to gold color that really hits the light. So it's a nice feature and it keeps the pedals looking good. And this is the main wear point where you drop your feet into. So this will keep the main body protected. These are compatible with the Look Keo cleats as well as Xpedo's own Thrust 7 cleats that are included with these pedals. They're nearly identical, same design. So you can actually swap them back and forth. And I've actually done that already. It works well with either. So it's a nice feature, makes them compatible with a lot of third-party cleats as well, so there's a lot of Look Keo alternatives that are a little bit cheaper. These aren't the lightest pedals Xpedo offers though. They do have a Thrust-sl variation, which has an elastomer retention system, so it replaces this whole spring with an elastomer in here, and that reduces the weight, but gives you less adjustability. This is the titanium spindle version of the Thrust 8, so the more expensive one, and it does have one big restriction, which is the 187-pound rider weight limit. Definitely on the lower end. For most products, normally it's 200, 220. So you do have to be aware of that. You are sacrificing some of the durability for that lighter design. Branding on this is limited to the gold Xpedo, which is really cool here. Thrust on the bottom, and then Xpedo printed on the spindle. With the Thrust 8, again, you get a standard spring retention design. So it's a steel spring. And you can see if I pull this, it kind of rotates around this one point. So when you put your heel in here, this will click back and then lock into place. You have a adjustable tension design too, so you can adjust the stiffness or make it lighter. So if you want it easier, you can see you have a simple clockwise or counterclockwise rotation, and then this little marker which shows you your current setting. I've already tightened a little bit from the middle default setting, but I highly recommend first riding with them as is, and then adjust them if you need to. It's very easy to see what setting you're at, and just a simple hex bolt. Again, Xpedo does offer an SL version, which drops this entire adjustable system, or kind of a cool elastomer design that's more similar to the Look Carbon blade or other higher end pedals on the market. At the core of these pedals is this titanium spindle, so you can see it runs the whole length of it. Has a nice smooth body with a 8mm bolt on the back, so you don't have any pedal wrench capability or compatibility here. Instead, you just go from the backside, which leaves the spindle nice and clean. Unlike a lot of products, you don't need special tools to service this, which is really nice. So simple hex bolt on the outside. And then Xpedo offers a $25 replacement bearing set. So there's 3 cartridge bearings here. You can now swap them out for a really affordable price. They sell replacement end cap bolts here if you happen to lose this or damage it. And then again, because there's no special tools, you can always open this up, re-grease it as needed. We installed the pedals on our specialized tarmac, which is something we use for our long rides and a lot of our hill climbs. Installing the pedals is very straightforward. You just have the 8mm bolt at the end of the spindle. You do have to remember it's reverse threaded, just like any other pedal. They tighten in the direction that you're pedaling. So as you can see here, you just always have to remember to rotate the other direction to take off your old ones, and then rotate this direction to tighten them. Once you have them installed, it's pretty easy to use. It's just like a Look Keo pedal, same clip mechanism. You just slide your heel in, you slide your toe in, and then drop your heel in, and it locks into place. The spring tension by default was a little bit loose for us, so we tightened it so it felt a little bit more secure. But after that, it's a really nice pedal. There's no noise, no side-to-side play, and even after 1,000 miles, everything feels nice and tight. The pedal is also super lightweight, and whether you can actually feel the titanium spindle or the lightweight is kind of up for debate. But if you're a weight weenie, you obviously want to get something lighter. Otherwise, we would recommend just the standard version. But overall, impressed with the pedals. They have a nice titanium wear plate, which looks great. So when you have your bike parked up, you have that nice flash of titanium. And otherwise, really impressed with it. Again, you can swap the pedals in and out. The pedal cleats, we did it with both the Look Keo and then the included Thrust 7 pedals cleats. And we found them to be just equivalent. They felt identical, so it's great. You can swap them in and out. And Xpedo includes 2 sets of cleats with the pedal. So you're able to ride right out of the box or store them later if you already have cleats. Obviously, one of the big competitors here is Look, as they have very similar designs and price points. Here we have the most affordable one, the Keo Classic. You can see it's a lot heavier, and you have a thicker body here. That's a big difference between the higher end, lower end. As you go upper end, you have the carbon composite, titanium spindles. On the lower end, you just have the steel spindles, and then these nylon or injection molded design that are thicker, but give you the same functionality. You can see they're very similar in design. Obviously, you have the same retention system, so you have the same hook on the front, same spring on the rear, but with the Xpedo, it's a lot thinner and lighter. You can see this one just has a plastic wear plate, while the Xpedo has a really cool titanium one. One of the top pedals in the Look lineup is their blade. This is the older variation, but very similar to the current one. And you can see similar design. With this one, they've ditched the spring and gone with this carbon blade. So this is what actually flexes when you rotate this. It's kind of a cool design, but you can see otherwise very simple and similar design. What I don't like about the blade is it captures a lot of dirt and debris, so you can already see that on the inside, while the Xpedo is nice and open. You can also see the difference in the spindles. This is not the titanium version, but you can see similar in length, so you get the same positioning. But with the Xpedo, again, everything's just lighter and thinner. With the Look, you do have special tools to open that, which is something I never liked about it. So it's really nice that Xpedo just uses standard hex bolts that are easy to open, repair, and re-grease if needed. The other thing is that the Thrust 7 cleats that are included is what I have installed on these Trek Velocis shoes. This is the 6-degree float one, and then here if we look at a equivalent float version with the Look Keo, you can see they're nearly identical. With the Look Keo cleats, you do get the memory eyelet. That's this little removable section here. We have a full video on that. That helps you position the cleats if you have that center hole on your shoes. A lot of shoes don't have that, so it's a feature that you might not even be able to use. But you can see almost identical in the profile. And with the Look Keo, the only difference again is just the memory eyelet. Otherwise, nearly identical. So you can easily swap them in and out. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Xpedo Thrust 8 pedals. What we like about them is they have a lightweight construction, especially with this titanium version. They're lighter than a lot of competitor pedals. It also is a fully serviceable design and doesn't require any special tools, which is always nice to see. So just using simple hex wrenches, you can open them up, replace the bearings, or lubricate it as needed. They also have an adjustable tension design, so that means you can really customize the feel for the clip-in and clip-out resistance, and have a nice wide platform that lets you transfer all the power through the pedals. The main negative with these pedals, aside from the premium price, is that it has a very low max rider weight, so it's something you do need to be aware of. Taking everything into account, we'd give the Thrust 8 pedals a 9.0 out of 10. It's really nice, lightweight, and smooth clipless pedals. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.